it's me, Lisbon. So today we're going to be discussing the Rudra Guild Raid boss. We're not going to be going in depth of a tutorial on how to get the best damage or whatnot. We're just going to be discussing it, just me and you. Um, so obviously it was our first undead raid boss, and for us who have Aki, oh my goodness, let me tell you, as someone whose carry is Aki, um, and I've literally used Aki in every single guild raid to help me, and she's been my number one carry. It was so difficult not being able to use her in this Rudra boss because Rudra, I believe it's his passive. It allows him to lessen his chances of getting hit by a critical hit. So obviously, Aki is all about crit. So she does dirt shit damage on Ruthra, or at least that's how it was for me. My Aki might be a little bit cute and whatnot, but yeah, I was really upset how I couldn't use Aki, so I had to improvise. It was also really difficult for me in the beginning because my guild has a minimum damage that we need to do for every guild raid season. And honestly, as my teams, my level sync, it's not high compared to people in this guild. Like as you can see, we have our number one um guild member who's done the highest damage, Shakal. Shout out to Shakal, who's always um carrying us along with Kenshin and everyone else in these guild raids. So look at his team. He did 569 mil, and what I did is like barely just a quarter of that, but it's okay. Um, so here's his teams, his really awesome teams. We all came together. Shout out to Akira as well. We all came together as a guild, and we decided what teams were best for this guild raid. And so me being the little noob I am, I went through everyone's teams and I was like, I need to do better because I am not reaching the minimum. So here I'm like towards the bottom of everyone else, but we're not gonna talk about that. So when I first did this, when I was messing around with this guild boss for the first time, I was obviously struggling because I was really excited. I love when guild raids come out because it's like, oh my goodness, I have to do better. I have to do the best. I have to figure out teams. I have to get the highest damage. And it's like that rush, that feeling of, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. It's exciting because it's a new guild raid boss. But this one was not it for me because personally, everyone who was a good carry in this guild raid boss, I do not have built up. So I was just taking notes from everyone, and I'm sure all of you guys know how the guild raid boss works. It's kind of like the Methy and Chloe event raid boss that we had in the past, where it's like you have to wait at a certain moment, like when the boss, this Ruther boss, when the boss is about to build up that purple orb in their hands. That is the moment when you stun, and then you can use all your main skills and whatnot. But before you stun, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to cleanse off that attack decrease debuff that Ruthra, the guild raid boss, gives your ally souls. So it's a very simple guild raid boss formation thingy, whatever you want to call it. It's something that we've done before in the past, but honestly, I just had trouble because, as you can see here, this is my first attempt, and my undead team was like hella carrying because when does undead team not carry in Guild Raid boss, am I right? Every single Guild Raid boss, it slaps, it slaps, it slaps, it slaps. This undead Guild Raid boss does not fail us at all. Shout out to freaking Violet, because that girl is a beast. Um, so my level sync for my first attempt was obviously only 215, which is terrible. I know I don't deserve to be in this guild. Everyone else is so high, but I will grind more and I will get stronger because I am determined and I don't want to get kicked. So this is my undead team. I have it in a assault formation where Violet is in the back, and then I've been just messing around with other teams that can include Vivian as my main DPS in the back because obviously the guild raid boss is undead and we don't really have much to go with regarding like the main damage dealer. So obviously I could have used Aki and I'm very limited in like my origins and whatnot. And so I ended up just using Vivian. Thank goodness my Vivian is at least origin because everyone else is using Vivian. Everyone else had Vivian in their team and using her as their main DPS. And I was like, oh, good, this works for me. So I was just copying people's teams. It didn't do the best damage. It did 47 mil. But it's okay because we have more, okay? And then obviously my list team. I barely pulled for Liz a lot. I think I did what, 100 something summons, and I got 5 Lizzes from that, which I think is pretty nice. I think it's nice. Um, Considering some people did like a full like what 300 summons, 500 summons, and really got shit. So I'm grateful for the Lizzes that I have, right? But that's my Liz team. My Liz team actually did my least amount of damage in the beginning. But I paired her up with Haru because of Haru's what's it called again? What's it called again? Pack Hunter buff with the attack. I forgot how much it increases the attack. Hey guys, Sweet Elizabeth here. I traveled into the past. So I looked it up, and my Haru's buff, the Pack Hunter buff, because I maxed her up to the whatever level, I forgot what level it is. Um, she increases the allies' attack and her self attack by 30%. I looked it up, guys. See, I looked it up. But anyways, that was my first attempt, and then I was stressing out the whole entire week because I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make the minimum. I'm literally not gonna make the minimum. I'm gonna get kicked out. I'm gonna get kicked the fuck out of my own guild. So I was stressing, and I was practicing so many team comps, different team comps and everything. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck am I doing wrong? So I looked at the artifacts. I made sure crit damage was on Violet, crit damage was on Liz, but Vivian, I don't really have many good artifacts, so I just put speed on her, even though I know speed doesn't really matter, I guess, but whatever. So this is my second attempt. Of course, my undead team did more damage. They did 1 mil damage, so that's awesome. And then I switched things up. I was like, okay, how about I put Talia with my Lizelot? I'm gonna put Talia with my Lizelot, see how that works, and then I'm gonna put Jiho. I'm gonna shove Jiho in the Vivian team. And I actually ended up placing Mephi with Erica as well. So for my Vivian team, I was working with Jiho. Um, Jiho as an extra healer because for some reason every single time I would have like what only Erica with my Vivian team as this only support. My team would just end up dying in the end. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put Jiho with um Vivian, fuck is her name? Lindsay, Erica, and Miriam. So I had those 5 together in a team, and I guess it worked pretty well considering Lindy was a stunner, and then Eric would be the cleanser, and Jiho was just a backup just to keep the team alive and whatnot. But what I found out, what I kept noticing is that every single time I would want to cleanse my Vivian so she can do a lot of damage before ulting, my Erica would always cleanse Jiho. And that is a problem that me and Stormy had to figure out. Mainly Stormy because he was helping me with my team. He was helping me, and honestly, without him, I would not have made the minimum. So thank you to you. Shout out to Stormy. Go check him out. But yeah, so this is my second attempt, and I honestly, I didn't change my zodiacs yet. The first 2 attempts was without my zodiacs, and because my zodiac was still in Aries to help me gain more mana crystal to level up my level 6 higher. Um, so there's that. This is my second attempt. I switched up teams, and obviously the list team went up from doing 40 mil to 53 mil. So I was like, okay, let's fucking keep this. I think this team is awesome. And so now we're moving into my third attempt. And this attempt was also starving on my account because, oh my god, we're gonna go into it, okay? So I forgot who it was, either Shakal or Wizrix in our Discord. They talked about how there was a stun, how normally we could do 4 stuns, right? And then at the very last second, there'd be a moment where we could possibly stun if we had more, like a few more seconds. So then they managed to find out the correct timings to like stun immediately, like the first chance you get to stun the boss, just so you could get more time at the end to get that last fifth stun in. And every single time I tried it, I failed. I could not get that fifth stun in for any of my teams. And I was like really upset because I was like, oh my god, if I can get this stun in, I could probably get more damage. So Shakal Asel, he posted a video on how to get that fifth stun, and it's very valuable. It's very awesome. So I think you guys should check it out. But I think I'm announcing this too late, considering game guild raid is going to be ending in a day. But it's okay. Just go check it out anyways. But going back to the stunning thing, I could not get that last fifth stun for the life of me. So here are the um stun times. The last very stun. I guess I would always mess it up before that. Like I would be like, what, 1 second too late. And then at the very last stun, I would fuck it up. I would not be able to get that last stun in because I would run out of time. So I ended up just trying to work on that like the entire night one night, and I rage quit. And Stormy was like, you know what? It's okay. Don't stress about it anymore. We're gonna handle it tomorrow. And that is exactly what we did. Because you know what happened the very next day? Boom! 177 mil with a 217 level sync. It's possible, guys. I'm telling you, it's possible. So let's analyze this really quick. My undead team, we raised the level sync up to everyone for 217. And my undead team ended up doing 10 more mil than my first attempt because of the zodiac signs, because of the last fifth stun. That means we can get our last ultimate in, which does a lot of damage. Dude, Violet fucking slaps. Oh my god, I said that earlier, but I just can't stop saying it. She claps some cheeks in this guild raid. I'm telling you. And my Vivian team did more kind of on the lower side compared to the first attempt that I ever did with the Vivian team. First attempt, I had 47 mil. Then my very last attempt, I had 40 mil, but that's fucking okay. Because you know what? My other teams are carrying. Everything is good. Everything is fine. So I had 40 mil on my Vivian team, and then my list team, they actually went up to 62 mil. And let me tell you, getting there was not easy, especially with a legendary Lizalot. Now I'm telling you guys, it's possible. Even if your Lizalot sucks, you have to use her because it is possible. It's possible, okay? So after all that, I managed to get 177 mil, which meets the minimum requirement of our guild damage. So there was my team. Um, Honestly, it was difficult. I was stressing, but I know that I will get stronger before next guild raid comes, hopefully. Okay, so moving on to the very last part, I want to talk about the MVP souls in this guild raid. Because let me tell you, let's just go over the freaking damage dealers, okay? I would show off my souls, but my souls aren't really the best, okay? They're not the best. My souls are really weak. My account is completely like noob. We're not gonna talk about that, okay? But So what I would say the first MVP obviously has to be the Queen Violet. Okay, don't look at my don't look at my Violet stats because my Violet stats are terrible, okay? I get it. It's terrible. I know it's fucking terrible, okay? Don't tell me. Just pretend it's like godly ass stats. Pretend it's like 200k CP, okay? Just pretend it's like really good stats. So basically, I want to thank Violet. I want to thank Violet for being the most amazing undead carry ever. Like her paired with like fucking Garnet. Oh, it slaps. It's the best, okay? Like, I feel bad for anyone who hasn't pulled for Garnet. Like, fuck, I'm using a what? A legendary Garnet? Is it a legendary or legendary plus? I don't know. It's not even the best Garnet. And she's still helping my she's still helping my Violet do a lot. It's legendary plus Garnet. So yes, I would like to thank our undead queen, Violet, for all she's done. Let's give her a round of applause. Our next person to thank is Lizalot. I don't even know if I want to show my Lizalot because my Lizalot stats are worse than Violet. Okay? Listen, I'm still a noob, but it's okay. Oh my god, also, complete side note, I literally got a Ayame from one of those epic soul memories, and I was wishing it was Lizalot, because if I got Lizalot instead of Ayame, I could have made Lizalot Legendary Plus. Sorry, Ayame. But anyways, okay, just pretend that my stats are good here too. Just pretend my stats are like really OP whale status. But anyways, let's give Lizzle a round of applause for being the demon queen that she is. She has helped us a lot in this guild raid, so she deserves an applause. And the last person I want to thank, the very last person I want to thank in this guild raid is Vivian. So I know my Vivian stats are terrible. I know all their stats are terrible. Okay, guys. But honestly, without Vivian, I would have no third person to really help me get that damage. So I'm really glad I was able to get my Vivian to Origin. I got my Vivian to Origin a while ago, and honestly, it has helped me a lot. Without this Origin Vivian, I would not be able to have the damage that I have now, okay? Even though her team was like the least contributing team, I just still think that she deserves a round of applause. Usually Aki would be my one of my third teams who's my main DPS. But obviously I can't use Aki here. So we had to replace her with Vivian. So let's give Vivian a round of applause. So that'll be it for today. I just wanted to have a little discussion with you guys about the RUTHRA clan boss, guild boss, raid boss thing, whatever. I just wanted to have that discussion with you guys, just a little one-on-one discussion. Let me know what you guys think. Was this guild raid terribly difficult for you guys, as it was for me, or was it fairly simple for you? Is it because you're a whale? Is it because you're free to play but you're really strong? Or is it because you just had the best Lizalot and Violet and Vivian to breeze through this guild raid? Let me know down below because I'm genuinely curious. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.